Hello, couch co-opers, couch potatoes, and couch codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show. I'm your host, Ian, and I'm supposed to be joined by Jared, Dave, and Aaron. 7 o'clock, but they seem to be nowhere. So do me a favor while we wait and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Couch Co-op Shows. All one word, no hyphen. Let's get to the show, I guess, but I don't know where everyone's at. I don't know what's going on. But, all right. I guess we're going to talk about video games. Hey, great news happened today. Something very exciting. Cyberpunk 2077 went gold today. So we know for a fact that it cannot get delayed. It is in production now, which is super exciting. So, you can expect just a giant motherfucking patch day one from here on out, I guess. But yeah, very exciting. So I feel confident in pre-ordering the game now because it won't get delayed and, all that. What other kind of exciting? I don't know if there's really... I gotta be honest. I haven't... not focusing on game news lately because Twitter is filled with a lot of other news that I'm sure all of you are aware. Oh my gosh. It looks like Jared might have just popped in to the chat. So let us move over to Discord. Jared, are you there? Jared, do you hear me? Jared, are you hiding in your car? Jared, tap twice if you need help. All right, well, Jared tries to figure whatever he's trying to figure out. We'll just keep talking, I guess. Aaron popped in. Aaron popped in, so we got Aaron's now here. Jared's got video, kind of. Welcome to the show, Jared. I can't hear you, Jared. Can you say something? No, I think you're muted. Hello? I hear Aaron. Hey, Aaron. Oh, no.
I think he is muted. Hey.
hey, Aaron, let's go horizontal on that. Let's go horizontal. Thank you, buddy. Oh, it's saving my life there.
I
don't know why I see Jared, but I don't hear him.
His headphone is muted as well as his mic.
Oh, is it? It says you're muted, Jared. That's what Aaron says.
That's what it sounds like to me.
We're still waiting for Dave, but I've already done the intro and everything, so we can just talk about video games. Have you even been playing video games, Aaron? I mean, I know you just bought a house. Are video games even something you're doing right now?
Not very often. I mean, the last thing I actually played was some Doom Eternal on there. I got to the Marauder, and that guy's a pain in the ass. Not a fan of his.
Was that back at your old place, though?
No, this is the new one.
Oh, really? So you actually played video games?
Yeah.
Have you set up your
Not yet. I'm going to this week. It's gonna be done because we have her family coming over, and they have kids, and we don't want them to run around in the disaster zone and get hurt. So probably a good idea to get that up and running as soon as possible. So a nice little.
Oh, and there's Dave. Jared, did you figure out your? No, can you hear us?
So weird.
He can hear us, but he can't chat with us.
Weird. Yeah, there's some updates on my computer. That's why I'm a bit late.
That's all right.
That's all right.
That's all right, dude.
I should really figure out my tripod, wherever that went. Well, I can just set up a tripod so it's like a solid thing, so I don't have to do shaky hand.
Totally. You guys should have thought about this before.
Well, I don't think sometimes, and it takes time for me to figure out stuff. So yeah, awesome. Wherever the hell, why not have to figure it out for next time if I can't figure out this time? Well, it's probably upstairs.
Welcome to the show, Dave. I've already done the intro and everything. We're just kicking off and letting you guys figure out your issues. I don't know. Poor Jared.
Oh man.
So I was talking to Aaron. I guess the only thing he's been playing is Doom Eternal. He's been too busy mowing the lawn.
Oh, we actually did a lot more than just mow the lawn on Saturday. That was a whole thing, everything, planting stuff, taking out a bunch of freaking sod, and I want to kill the previous owners of this place because they put way too much in.
I know you like trimmed that tree too quite a bit, huh?
Yeah,
The bushes and stuff. It looked like the front.
Yeah, we did some trimming for after the first 2 weeks of being here, but it looks a lot better now. So
very cool. Well, since you haven't played much, Aaron, I'm gonna move over to Dave. I know Dave's been playing stuff.
Yeah, I played Doom Eternal, and I really don't like it.
You don't?
No, the shotgun is like lame sauce, and the machine gun's not much better. I played about an hour of it, and I'm almost tempted to not play it again.
It's because he's been out actually shooting guns, and so the fake guns just don't cut it for him right now.
It's not just that; it's like the shotgun in it just doesn't feel powerful or good. Like how some games like the first Call of Duty and things like that, when you're firing the guns, it just feels right. Well, this doesn't.
So how different is then from original Doom 2016? Like it couldn't have changed that much, could it?
I don't know. I just find it. I mean, maybe I need to change the sensitivity settings, but I find it like really hard to shoot things. And then the other thing I'm really not enjoying about it is I seem to be constantly out of ammo.
Oh yeah,
it's like
the chainsaw. That is your best friend.
Yeah, but even that's kind of lame sauce too. I mean, it's just I'm just not enjoying it. It's kind of
that's fair.
It doesn't. The controls don't feel good. It's not like, not that I'm expecting Destiny controls
right,
but it just doesn't feel right.
It's all about that sword play. That's what he's missing, the sword play.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, I know.
Tsushima, right?
Yep, I beat Ghost of Tsushima and did the platinum on it, which was a lot. That game is awesome and a lot of fun.
Hey guys.
Hey, we got Jared now.
Oh, hey Jared, we hear you.
My laptop isn't detecting my headset for some reason. It's just a basic plug-in headset.
Weird.
So, yeah, awesome.
Maybe it's a faulty connector in there or something. I don't know.
I haven't
maybe it's loose.
I just need to reboot, so I'm gonna do that. Switching later.
Yeah, you missed me moaning about Doom Eternal. Not enjoying it. It's kind of sucky.
That's all right. I had a lot of fun with it.
I'll probably give it another go because I've just about done the first level, I think, out of the 12 or 14 there are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else you don't like about it?
I'd actually say there's nothing I really like about it. Would be better.
Like the 2016 one, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed the 2016 one. This one just feels. I don't like the climbing mechanism. I don't.
Yeah, they made it more of a platformer, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then you just basically you go into a room and you just shoot. It's like one little area full of demons, and then you've just got to kill them all. And it's just like, But yeah, I'm really not hot on that game. Sorry.
Hey, that's all right.
We'll talk about the game you are hot on.
Well, I beat it, but Ghost of Tsushima was good, really, really good. I enjoyed the story, and the side quests were actually, it probably had some of the best side quests in a game I've played because it had some like 9-part, reasonably well thought out like story arcs for some of the characters in the game,
like character development.
Yes. Yeah, and the only thing I would say about that game is at first the combat system takes a little bit getting used to, and the other thing that's kind of difficult is there's essentially 4 different types of enemies with 4 different types of skills, and when you start off, you don't really have a skill that count. You don't have the skills to counter any of them, and it takes a while to develop to the point where as long as you've got the right stance, you can have a good fight.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
But towards
other
the
than
end,
that-
man, you become kind of just this like badass assassin. It's pretty dope.
yeah,
I
and
should-
I
Oh, go ahead.
I liked all the like collectibles and all the little bits that you do, like the fox dens and stuff, because they actually, it's not just collecting them for the sake of collecting them. They all kind of give you extra powers and stuff,
Yeah, make you
depending
more
on.
stronger. Yeah.
Yeah, you have like more second winds, or your charms are stronger, or all the rest of it. So
I actually really liked the combat because there was a lot of different ways to approach a situation. You could do a
Yes.
standoff, or you could go in there stealth, or you could just go in there and just start.
I liked riding in there and pressing triangle and jumping off the horse with the sword. That was always
So
that's one
I
liked.
love that too, Dave. I would add something in there where I would ride in there, jump off the horse, throw a smoke bomb, and then you could stealth kill a bunch of dudes.
Oh yeah, you can chain the stealth
Dope.
kills.
It's so much fun. Oh.
I didn't try that, but yeah, I actually used it. That was the other thing. I actually used most of the specials
Mhm.
at some time. I like the hallucination darts,
Yeah.
which would make them attack each other. I thought that was kind of cool.
It's kind of like a
And-
more focused Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it is. It was big enough to be like you felt you were getting the full game and then some, but it wasn't like Assassin's Creed where it's almost overwhelming.
Right.
And because
and a lot of the stuff you never really use. I felt like I pretty much tried everything a few times, you know.
yeah, and I liked when you attack the camps. There was like bonus skill for killing someone with a firecracker or whatever the bonus was, and so it kind of not forced you, but it gave you an incentive to try different things.
Right.
So
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I knew you at first you were kind of like, "Oh, it's not bad." I'm glad you like kind of turned the corner a bit more.
yeah. Well, I think it was partly because I was having a lot of difficulty with the fighting system, as I said. It's like once you've killed a few leaders and you unlock some of the other skills, it really does open up a bit. And I think also what happened was I went for the story missions pretty hardcore and got quite a way into those and kind of got ahead of myself, because I think you need to do a few more side missions just to kind of get yourself leveled up a bit. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult.
Right, kind of orientated into the game.
Yeah.
Cool. Have you been playing anything else that you've been having a good time with, or?
I really enjoyed Mutant Year Zero.
Oh yeah,
Been playing that a little bit. Yeah,
It's been a while
playing-
since we've all chatted.
Yeah,
I beat that game and it was awesome, and I'm playing the DLC that came free on the disc. So I'm really enjoying that game. It's kind of a mix of. It's kind of like XCOM in that it's turn-based once you're in the turns, but the real main difference is the best. It's like not first person, but real time, and the trick is to kind of pick a few of the guys off who are standing on their own without alerting the others. So basically, you use your silent weapon. If you get one guy on his own, you can use your silent weapons, and it's especially effective if they have like a medibot that can revive anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to kill him first because, obviously, doesn't do you any good. You get overwhelmed pretty quick.
When I first played it, I thought you would dig it. Where do you would you rank it in like those kind of XCOM other type of games like that?
I would say it's pretty memorable. It's kind of its own thing, but it is very like XCOM, and I would say it was. I would definitely put it up there. It's different, so it's like equal but different, if you know what I mean.
I think it did fairly well. Would you be up for a sequel of that
Oh
stuff?
yeah, I'd love to see a sequel to it. I think it was great. Or even it doesn't even need to be a sequel. Just take that game engine and put it in another world, because it's a little more story driven than XCOM.
Right. Was that something you enjoyed? Like I haven't
Yeah.
gotten all the way through it, so.
Yeah, there are a bunch of like different bad guys and different things, and you find out, where the mutants came from and all the rest of it, and it's just a lot of fun.
Cool. Awesome.
So I would highly recommend it. And then I don't know if since the last time we did a podcast, I beat the XCOM Chimera Squad.
Yes, we did talk about that a long time ago.
That was a good game. That was a lot of fun if you like XCOM. So
Trying to see what else. Like I know Dave beat that.
yeah, I'd have to look at the beat list.
Look at the beat list. Anyway, Jared, are you up and running?
I'm on my phone, but
Oh.
my laptop won't do what it's supposed to, so I'll stick with it.
You still look good. Phone has a good camera.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, Jared always looks good, doesn't he?
Nice clarity. I mean, I'm technically using my phone.
Yeah, you have your iPhone sitting up there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Or don't you?
It's
Yeah.
better webcam than a webcam.
But yeah, when you can't change your input device beyond default, something's probably wrong.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright,
Jared,
so
What have you been? What
yeah.
kind of shit have you like ran through? You've beat quite a few games.
well, you tell me. Since I'm using my phone, I can't dig through my list.
Oh shit!
Last night I beat Iconoclast.
Yeah, last night you beat Iconoclast. I have played that. It's all right.
Yeah, I really liked it. I mean, it's a Metroidvania. I'm a big fan of those. That's totally a Dave game. I think he would not like it.
I know what Dave
Ian
beat.
also wouldn't
I know,
like it.
I know what Dave beat that he didn't talk about. Wolfenstein and Tomb Raider.
Oh gosh, yeah, I forgot that it's been a while since we played those.
Oh, Young Blood. Yeah, wow, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
hasn't been on
finally beat
forever.
Young Blood, and that game was just a little confusing. It was really good once you figured out like
The level design is kind of
the level design. It's just a little confusing at times, and then once you get used to it, it's all good.
Is Dave on a not drinking break?
No, I just don't have any beer in, and I was going to go get some before, and I didn't get a chance. So the only thing I've got that's alcoholic in the house is tequila. I'm not really
Oh,
feeling
nice.
tequila.
Dave
I
has
have
no
tons of
beer?
that.
How crazy is that?
Drank it all this weekend.
Oh yeah, you went hunting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why the Doom shotgun feels weak.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You two
even
relocate.
fired up Killer, which is a chainsaw with a 3-foot bar on it, and it is
Oh,
it
nice.
is as big as the chainsaw in Doom. I didn't take a
Yeah.
photo of it. I should have done because chainsaw in one hand, the AK in the other.
You didn't get a photo of that?
No, I don't think I could actually physically hold them both because that chainsaw's so big. You need 2 hands to pick it up.
Well, you could have the blade resting on the ground with your shotgun up in the air. That'd be pretty
Yeah.
rad.
Yeah.
Dave beat a lot of Tomb Raider games. Wait, didn't Aaron
Yeah,
also
I-
beat Tomb Raider? Or no?
Eventually, he did beat Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Didn't you beat it,
I got
Aaron?
it back. Well, no,
You
I
leave.
gave it to Dave after he beat it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
I beat both of them. Those were really good. I enjoyed them a lot.
Yeah,
They weren't
they're
like
solid games.
they weren't
But,
the best
what-
game I've ever played, but they were pretty good if you know what I mean. They were
Yeah.
enjoyable. Just the story. One thing I wish they wouldn't do though is especially what else was I playing as well that had the stupid kid level where you're a kid
Uncharted.
and
It
you've
was
got,
Uncharted.
yeah, it's Uncharted as well that had the stupid kid level, and it's like both games can just skip that crap. It was boring.
Not a
it's-
fan.
Something that Aaron and Dave also both beat was that game Erica. I have no idea what this game is, but you guys both beat it.
I
Oh,
started
you
it.
you should play that. It's fun. It's an hour and a half interactive movie, and you just make choices.
All right.
It's kind of creepy. It was pretty well shot and well acted. I thought. I was surprised actually. I suppose I was expecting some kind of Night Trap level acting,
Oh,
and so my expectations were very high when I went in. But it was pretty fun.
you can download a cell phone app so you can just swipe and do whatever on your phone instead of using your controller.
Yeah.
So I tested that out.
We don't hear Aaron.
But
Aaron, we don't
Oh,
hear you.
no.
If you're talking about
Please.
Erica, we don't hear you.
No.
Hmm.
But it was a lot. It was a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it if you want. And if you, the best thing about it in some respects is it's a complete story, no matter how you play it, and it only takes about only takes an hour and a half, and it's a good
Oh, is
fun
that it?
game to play with other people watching because there's nothing to stop you, kind of consensus building which decision you want.
Right.
Be a
Alright.
good one for you to stream, Ian.
Oh, okay.
Get a group
Yeah,
thing
like
going.
there's a
just
few
stream it.
points where you're like, this really doesn't need to be interactive right now. It's just an excuse for you to press some swipe
Yeah.
the controller.
Like, here, open this book. Swipe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some of that kind of stuff, and you're like, yeah. But on the whole, it was an interesting story, and it was well acted.
Just stream it straight through.
Yeah, it'd be a good
hours?
hour and a half. It really is a movie that you can. There's about, I want to say there's probably 4 or 5 like key decision points in it that send the plot in slightly different ways.
Is it an easy platinum, or is it like you have to go back and play it again?
I think it would be one of those ones where you'd have to have a little guide with you and know what you have to make certain decisions at certain times.
I didn't look at the trophies. All I know is I don't have any of the trophies, and I've probably played it for 35, 40 minutes.
That's funny.
You don't get most of them until the last 15, 20 minutes, because that's when like this whatever path you've chosen resolves itself. So,
Well, Jared, back to you. I mean, one of the games that we need to know about is Death Stranding.
Yeah.
You beat that
I guess I
finally.
haven't talked about that for a while. Yeah. It took me a while, but I spent quite a bit of time with it. I think you were scared I wasn't going to spend any time building, but we both built way different things. And as kind of a spoiler, I spent most of my time building roads, because you can connect the roads and all that stuff, and it makes it so your batteries don't wear out. It's super easy to get around. And then there's a point of the game where all the roads get destroyed. Just everything, all my progress, all those hours I spent, all the roads just vanished.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
Yeah, but most of the other structures stayed up, and just not the roads.
Not
And
the
they
roads.
took a lot of resources and hunting for all that shit.
That's why zip
And-
lines, because my zip lines remain.
Yeah.
And they're faster.
If I was to play through the game again, I would not do the roads. I mean, they were handy when I had them, but at the end of the game, when you really wanted them to get, to your final destination, it would have been really nice.
Now, real reels here, Jared. Did you actually sit down and watch the old 2.5, 3 hour ending of the game?
Yeah, it was great. I loved
Okay,
it.
I'm just curious if you at least just
Wow.
sat and just watched it. Because it
Yeah,
just
well,
it
I
goes
mean,
on.
there's all of the credits, and it
Forever.
just keeps on going on.
Like the
and
20
it's
different
wonderful.
credits.
I liked it.
The different 20.
Do you think
Yeah.
I would like that game?
No.
No. Why not?
You might.
I think you'd get annoyed walking around traversing stuff. I don't know. There's really not much to do in between other than maybe grab this, grab that. And really,
think-
you're just going from point A
You
to
should try
Z.
it. I think you should try it, but I don't know if you'll dig it.
I think one of the reasons I'm probably not going to play it is not anything against the game, but I think I'm kind of waiting for Cyberpunk 2077.
That looks
I'm
so
also
good.
Ghost of Tsushima was just a long game, and I don't really feel like getting into another 40, 60
So-
hour game right now.
You guys will be able to play the multiplayer. They have a co-op mode coming in.
Yeah, they announced that a while
Nice.
back, but it drops this
Yeah,
month.
I saw that.
Yeah, so that could be interesting for
Not
you
just
two to
co-op,
jump
but
in.
they also added a bunch of new
Four-player
other content.
like.
I'll
yeah,
have to reload
multiplayer
it
stuff.
back onto my system because when I was done with it and platinum, I just deleted it because I was kind of like, oh, well, that's that game done.
Same here.
Yeah.
The chances that I'll
I've been-
actually reinstall it are slim because I'm going to try and get through No Man's Sky, and then Watch Dogs Legion is at the end of the month, and I really want to play that. So
Speaking of No Man's Sky, I just broke the 100-hour mark,
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
and I still have 600 and some thousand light years to go.
yeah, that's what
Probably
that's
like
where I'm at.
680,000 light years to go to the center of the universe.
That's
I
where
really wanted to love that game, and
I do love it.
I'm not saying it's a bad game or anything. I just couldn't gel with it. I don't know why it just didn't
I'm about
didn't work for me.
I'm about the same
Since
distance. I'm
you
like
played it-
690,000 light years away. I mean, yesterday I just jumped. I must have like done like 5 or 6 black holes yesterday, and it's just like
Jeez.
such minuscule amounts of light years. I do not understand.
But repairing your ship after each one's hard because it requires a
no,
lot of
no.
crazy stuff.
My engine's only busted a couple times. Out of like this 5 or 6 times I jumped, they only died twice. And because
but
I
it's
have
all the weapons and stuff
No,
too, and
no.
shields, and at least my experience. Maybe they changed it, but
Maybe.
yeah, my ship got destroyed like
No.
twice. Okay.
my ship has been pretty hardy, and only the engines have busted a couple times.
Okay.
And I
That's
have
because you
other.
don't have a milk.
I think since you played it,
Nice.
Dave, they've updated it a lot. You might actually want to, if you ever decide to jump back in, just restart the game.
It's the
And
same
it
game.
Starts like story, and you can follow a storyline. It has like 2 different stories you can
I
follow.
saw a little bit of that. I think last time was because I wasn't that far into it when
Yeah.
I don't know. I at least at the time I was playing it, I think the lack of focus
Yeah.
on story was kind of a bit off-putting to me. I kind of enjoy games with a bit more structure, and that game doesn't have a lot of structure. The structure is what you make of it, and I just couldn't
It's all right.
get into
So-
that.
Different strokes.
So Ian, one thing you might want to research is if you find one of those big portals where you can input the different glyphs in, you can add or put a glyph in for like somebody's probably posted one that's really close to the center of the universe, so you can probably teleport to it and finish it in a few hours.
Oh, maybe.
So just something to research.
Every time I Google fastest way to the center, it's always black holes.
Black holes.
Yep.
So I'm chain warping black holes, and it's just like, oh my god, this is gonna take forever.
Yeah.
Aaron, I think you're
I
back.
don't even know how to detect them.
I am.
Oh,
Oh,
there's Aaron's voice.
I,
Did you-
I've had.
do you want to say something about Erica before we get really deep into whatever No Man's Sky? I mean, I know we were
Well,
trying to talk
really-
to you about it.
No, it's Erica itself. But that game's all I can say is only worth playing that game if you have the app that Jared mentioned a little bit ago
Oh,
for
really?
that game. The control. I tried playing the control the first time. Oh my god! What the
I
hell?
played the controller and I found it was fine, but that,
Yeah, I mean, I tried both. It's
maybe
fine.
maybe it's my tiny
Yeah.
girly hands.
Your Trump
Yeah.
hands?
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh,
my Trump hands.
no, it's more like
Oh.
this.
Yeah.
Grabby McRabberton.
Oh no, but no, I just have terror. I don't know why, but my controller is being funky, so I used the smartphone app instead. It worked just fine.
What's going on with your controller?
Oh no, it's not what's going on with the controller. It's my bad reaction time with it. Like I try to
Huh.
swipe and it won't swipe fast enough for some reason for me.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a little hard to do some of the like like the full circle ones on such a small touchpad screen.
Yeah, the touchpad's
Yeah, that
a
was my
little
problem.
janky at
Yeah.
times. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I said screw it and just went right to the smartphone app and made it go a lot faster.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if we can go back to Death
But-
Stranding for a moment, Jared, what did you think of like all those moments with the music, where it does?
Oh, I love the music in that game.
But
I
also
just
where
need
it-
to jump on like
also where it pulls
Spotify or
out,
something
though.
like that and have
But,
it
like,
play it all. What?
Where the game like you're walking and then it just kind of does this massive
Yeah.
pull out. I don't know.
That's great.
It's
yeah.
so
I love,
awesome.
I love moments like that. Like that's one thing I loved about Red Dead and Red Dead 2 is, you start going on a mission, like you're halfway there and a song kicks on and it's just amazing. Because those are like a lot of the memorable parts of the Red Dead games is the song that happens in between certain missions. And this Death Stranding game did that often, and it
Right.
was really great. I loved like going up over the hill, cresting down, and start walking to my final destination, and a song kicks on, and it's really, really great. Yeah, I hope more games abuse that feature of emotion pulling.
Well, we're talking about Red Dead really quick. Bill has kind of gotten the streaming bug, and he's been streaming Red Dead. He's actually streaming Red Dead right now. But he's been
Nice.
getting into Red Dead, so it's been kind of funny to watch him die over and over again. Out
Oh,
loud.
Is he
dies
doing
a lot now?
online or is he doing the story?
The story, he's playing the main game. He's never played it, so he's about like 8 hours, 10
Oh
hours in.
gosh, so he's got another
Many,
70
many
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That game took me a long time to get through.
It was funny
Yeah. But
I
yesterday.
did it
We were all kind of
in a month.
streaming different games, and he had a bunch of people in his chat, and they spoiled the ending of the game.
Oh, that's rude.
That's funny.
Poor guy. Anyway,
Yeah.
he's trying to get followers. So if you're not following him, it's what is it? Super Sick One at Twitch. So give him a follow.
Nice.
Supra. Sick
Supra, the car.
Supra.
Sick,
Yeah.
SIC
Yeah,
1.
he's all about his Toyotas, isn't he?
Yeah. Anyway, Jared. Okay, after Death Stranding, you beat. Actually, you can rebuttal. Have a rebuttal against Dave because you also beat Doom Eternal. In like no time, you
did.
beat that so quick.
I did spend a lot of time with it because I was having a lot of fun. Yeah, I just really liked the kind of like platforming and puzzle aspect of it. I mean, really, you just have it's a resource management game. In the end, it's shields and health and ammo and different attacks to acquire each of them. A lot of it I found too challenging, like the challenge things that you can get in with the keys. I didn't do any of those because I found them too hard.
I
But some of
found
them I went back to.
I've got it on the easy, and I'm fine. I must admit, I'm finding it quite challenging. I died quite a lot, and I've got it on the like, please, mama, don't hurt me.
That's my question.
Yeah.
What was all the difficulty? What different difficulties did you all play it on?
I played it on the normal difficulty that it's
Normal.
its default one
Oh, okay.
until after the Marauder. After the Marauder, the difficulty just skyrockets, and I had to pull it down to the easiest. And even then, it was still a challenge.
And Aaron still hasn't beaten it yet, right?
No, I'm still on regular mode though, so I've kind of.
Have you beat the Marauder?
No, he's a asshole.
Oh, you're stuck in that room. You're stuck in that room.
Yeah, the tiny room.
Yeah, just wait until you fighting him with other powerful enemies in the same room. That's a joy.
That's gonna be. Well, at least I'll be able to jump around though.
Yeah, well, your favorite enemies, the armored dudes with the rocket hands.
Oh,
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
I can't think of all
Fuck
the names
those
of the
guys.
characters, but
It sounds like
that-
punching
that's
yourself
the
in the
I know
enemies
you're
that I'm
talking
troubled
about.
with. And those really fast snake ones. Imagine that, and imps, and a marauder, and.
The whip guy, the whip lady doesn't bother me so much. It's the other ones that do. Well, the
The
imp is
whip
nothing.
lady will bother you when there's a marauder, because they
True.
don't back off.
So, Jared, better than 2016, or is 2016 still the best Doom game? Jared disappeared.
Oh, you lost him.
I can't answer that question. What the fuck?
I've had enough.
No more questions. No more questions.
No more questions. I don't wear a mask. Anyway,
Oh.
jeez. I don't, what, I don't know. Okay. Fuck that. You have anything else to say? I mean, are you committed to Doom Eternal, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm gonna see it through. I love it. I mean, I will admit, Doom 2016 is slightly better, I feel like, than Doom Eternal, but but Eternal itself is still really fun for what it is. Yes, it does a whole irritating spike of skull fuckery, but they're both fun. I think honestly, overall they're both really good. I still think 2016 is just a little better because it actually balances the difficulty really well. Meanwhile, Eternal goes
2016 is more
easy, then
consistent.
fuck, then easy, then fuck.
Right. So
That's
that
how
was
I
my
feel about it.
question, Jared. Like, you beat them both, so do you still think 2016 is the better Doom game?
I do. It requires a lot less thinking. So if
Yeah,
you're
no
if you're
kidding.
really just looking for a game just to shoot stuff, Doom 2016 is where it's at. But if you want one with a lot more challenge and thinking and thought behind it, with a lot of platforming puzzles,
Mhm.
yeah.
Get
I mean, they're
Wolfenstein.
two completely different games with the same, gory deaths. And
Which one
stuff like
has the
that. I
better
feel like gory
soundtrack,
deaths-
2016 or Eternal?
16.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. Well, so one thing I was really looking forward to is the lead behind the music hired a bunch of people to do like this death metal choir, but I didn't really catch any of that in the game. I
No.
kept on listening for it, and there was some like choir kind of stuff that was a little darker, but it sounded like one or two dudes, but not like a whole room full of death metal guys grunting and groaning and
Oh,
stuff
should
like
have been
that.
like little
I was
children
really looking
just
for that.
screaming.
The sounds of hell.
So I don't know. Maybe I have to go research that song on YouTube if it ever came out or what. But beyond the video of him interviewing people for it, I didn't see anything else about that song.
Cool.
Mick Gordon, was that his
To
name?
me,
Mick Gordon?
the Doom Eternal gameplay, it sounded more like someone decided to merge. I think so. To me, it just sounded like death metal and dubstep combined. It sounded like dub metal or death step.
Yeah, but the
It's called
guitar
metal
step.
first in 2016 were way better. The guitar was so awesome, and this game it had a good soundtrack, but
It did.
according in the news, of course, the guy behind it, Mick, kind of got booted out, and they just kind of effed everything up, music wise. So it definitely was noticed.
And then, Jared, you beat Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, Ori and the Blind Forest, or in the Blind Forest on Switch. It's a Microsoft Studios game, so that was kind of interesting for me to finally get to play something from Microsoft. I haven't done that in a long time. But yeah, it's good. I mean, that's me. I like my platformers, Metroidvanias. You upgrade your stuff and you go to different areas and explore, and it's very challenging when it comes to some of the platforming. I used to listen to the Major Nelson podcast, and a lot of people were having a ton of troubles with it, but I don't feel like it was that difficult.
Like, is Hollow Knight more difficult, or?
Yes, Hollow Knight's more difficult battle-wise. I think Ori is more difficult platforming-wise.
Gotcha.
So I think if you like a challenging platformer, go for Ori. There are some challenging enemies that are kind of annoying because your attack is kind of obnoxious, very short-ranged. So that's the only kind of annoying part. But mostly, if you like a good platformer, that's really where you want to go. Hollow Knight has a lot of great platforming, but the battles are very intense. So you can go either way, and both are super solid games.
Cool. What are you guys playing? Dave, I know you're playing Doom Eternal. If you're not going to commit to Doom Eternal, is there something else you're going to play?
I'll probably go back to the Mutant Year Zero DLC.
Gotcha.
And then I've got Mad World on the Wii lined up. And I've been playing a little bit of Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh, how's that?
Oh yeah.
Tell us about that.
It's weird. It's not weird. It's it gets really, really hard. Like some of it, there's one level where you're on Yoshi and you eat the chili pepper and it makes him run fast.
Yeah.
But you've got to make all these like perfect turns. It's like 5 bits that are stringed together, and I don't know how anyone could do that. It's like really, really challenging. Luckily, after you've lost all your lives and restarted about 5 times, it says, "Do you want to skip this and just go on to the next level?"
Yeah.
So
okay, that's interesting.
It's like a Rockstar thing.
Hmm.
I was talking about that the other day. I think last night when I was beating Assassin's Creed Rogue, I was like stuck in this fucking awful naval battle, and then it tells you, because you can't just leave it for some reason. But it eventually says, would you like to leave? And I'm like, no, I don't want to go grind for 2 hours and upgrade this goddamn ship. I'm going to find a cheap-ass way to beat this level. Yeah, but
I'm going to figure out how it glitches.
But if you're going to give me that option, you're going to, like, bring in a menu, give me the Rockstar. It's like, yes, I would like to skip your shitty-ass level here. I would like not to play this. Like, that's... So, like, the cool thing about Assassin's Creed games, the old ones, like, when you finished a mission, you could rate it and tell them, like, if it sucked. And so I did find a way to beat it. So anyway, but I get it. I was like sometimes. Anyway, I don't know where that tangent was going. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, no, it's
So Galaxy 2 is one of those games that was our list of games we
Or list of shame, right?
List of shame that we hadn't played. Do you think we should play it, Dave?
if you enjoy Mario games, I think Jared would like it. And
Well, Dave, this is the first time you've played a Galaxy game. There's no other platformer like it. Any of the Galaxy games.
I do like that it's small, like 10-minute chunks. So
Yeah.
I'll if I've got 10 minutes at lunchtime, I can just boot it up, and it usually takes me anywhere 10 to 20 minutes to do like a level, depending on some of them. Sometimes I can do them in a minute, but some of them require you to either learn what to do or learn a pattern.
And each level has multiple stars if you want to get all those. That's a depth part of it. But like the original Galaxy, I got every single star and then went through and got the rest of them with the super hard purple coins.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I had way more time.
You playing Jared's playing Resident Evil? Did you borrow that from Dave?
Oh, yeah, I'm playing. I've played Resident Evil 2 a couple times, and I'm really liking that. I mean, it's not blowing my mind or anything. I'd much rather play Resident Evil 8 in VR right now. I'm ready for that. I really hope they announce the VR edition to that, because Resident Evil 7 in VR was awesome. I loved it, and so far, yeah, Resident Evil 2, they really definitely improved on the original, being able to actually aim and move and stuff like that. Really needs to come to Resident Evil 4 if they ever remake that, which I'm sure they will someday. They're on a roll. But yeah, I'll keep playing that. I'm also playing. I just started Astral Chain because you reminded me that you loaned it to me. It's been sitting in my drawer. You're like, oh, need to start playing Astral Chain.
He bailed on Assassin's Creed, Dave. He's like, I'm not gonna get to it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's fine.
So long.
That's fine.
It's
that's
so
fine.
long. I can't see myself.
I go, well, are you gonna play Astral Chain? He's like, do I have it? I was like, yes.
Yeah, I saw that. Do I have it portion?
Yeah, so I started that today, and so far the beginning's taken a really long time to start. I mean,
like a
you played it, and that beginning
game.
is pretty long. A lot of talk in, which is fine.
Very
I'm
talky
half
talk.
tempted. I don't know. Maybe some days I'll switch it over to there's this mode where it will do the battles for you if you just want to kick back and enjoy the story.
Yeah.
So maybe one day I'll do that just because I don't want to deal with anything. I just want to sit and watch something.
I never did that actually,
we'll see.
but it's like a 20-25 hour game, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
pretty much. If I'm going to start a game these days, I look at howlongtobeat.com.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, it tells you the average, and then if you want to get everything, it'll tell you how long that takes. And I really love that website because a lot of people will play a game and submit their time, and it just kind of goes with the average. Hey, this game takes average of this to beat the game, and an average of this if you want to go platinum it, and that kind of stuff. So it's really useful tool if you don't have a ton of time to spend on one game. That's my problem with Assassin's Creed is it's going to take me 80 plus hours just to beat it, and I don't really want to designate that much time to a game that I'm borrowing for some reason. I don't know.
Don't worry, I did.
Yeah, I can find
I can't do anything else with it. I literally 100% of that game.
Yeah, so did I.
I know. But yeah, if I've been mostly playing games that are 20 hours and under, right around there.
That's fine.
But I'm
I'll always
sure
have it.
when Cyberpunk or something like that, something will come out that I'll pick up and just plan on spending a lot of time with. I bought No Man's Sky on launch day in 2016, and I've been playing it every year since I bought it, and I just got to 100 hours in that one. So, I mean, it takes time for me to get up that high anymore. Red Dead was an exception. When that came out, I sat down as much as I could because I was loving that so much. I was just in that world.
Well, I like using How Long to Beat as well as the other thing I use it for is sometimes, like after playing Ghost of Tsushima, I really don't feel like playing another 40-hour game,
Yeah.
or an 80-hour game. So sometimes I'll look at the games on my list and kind of try and spread them out a bit. So, play a shorter one followed by a longer one.
Or
So,
even just finding a game that you loved a lot and just be like, oh, okay, I'm going to go get the DLC for this because it's only a few hours.
Yeah.
So something simple like that is nice to just dive into every once in a while. So if you just want to go beat a quick story or something like that, you can with DLC.
I mean, I use how long it takes to beat it when it's a game I don't want to play, but I think I need to play it. For example, Halo, the first Halo game. It's like,
yeah.
I feel like I need to play
How
this. I need to play this finally, but man, do I not really want to spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But I played through it.
I-
The funny thing, I won't talk a lot about the games I played, but this one game I will talk about because I think it's funny. There's no other game that, like, it is just Destiny. Like the way the enemies drop from ships, the lore, like it's just fucking. Even the way the mission structure for the most part, except some of the missions are like very corridory, but others it's just like you walk into an area, there's a bunch of enemies, they drop. It's so Destiny. It's just funny. So the whole time I'm playing it, it's just like, wow, how original. But
yeah.
but my only real complaint about that game is that last fucking level of that game. Like, why would you create the final mission of your game on the worst mechanic of your game? Like having to drive through this fucking tunnel. Like, why are you not showcasing some kind of shooting thing as your last mission? Why are you putting this awful mechanic that sucks and it's timed? Your mechanic sucks and it's timed. I only did it twice though, so like obviously it wasn't that big a deal. But I'm just like, it's not fun. Don't you want your last fucking level of your game to be like this? I don't know. It just fucking really bothered me, and I was like, why was this game so big? And why was it so big? Multiplayer. That's the only reason. Anyway, that's enough. It's like
Well,
the
that's
game's
the only
fine.
thing
But
people remember Halo 2 for.
You're missing one thing that actually, which did one of the other reasons it was big was it was one of the first co-op games where you could play couch co-op with two of you.
Oh, there was, yeah, I get that.
And that was a
through the whole
really
story.
Yeah, through the
Through the
whole
story,
story.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was that aspect going for it because most first person games at that point, if you did have a 2-player mode, it was kind of versus deathmatch.
Right,
This was
right.
one of the first ones where you could play through the story.
Yeah.
And also I will say this: the anniversary collection I played is the upgraded version. It does actually look pretty nice. Like, and then you can switch to see the other version, and it's like, holy moly, they actually did a pretty good job. And I didn't beat Halo 2, but I did play a bunch of it. Halo 2 looks pretty fucking phenomenal.
Didn't
Yeah.
they just make ODST available on the PC?
All those are, yeah. The whole
Well,
collection.
they've slowly been releasing
Yeah.
each one because they weren't all available.
Yeah, that's available. Well, it is on Game Pass. I imagine it's on Steam too. I don't know, but I was gonna play through them, but then I didn't want to re-up for $14.99, so I was just gonna chill for a bit until I get the $1 again, and I'll re-up and play a bunch of
Yeah,
Microsoft games
geez.
for $1.
Yeah.
So
So that was a thing that you were doing, is seeing how many Microsoft games you could beat on
Well-
a buck. How many did you end up beating?
Game Pass games.
Yeah, Game Pass.
So they weren't necessarily.
Yeah.
How many games did I end up beating? One. Let's see.
List them. I'll count them.
Carry On, which is a Devolver indie game, which is actually really fucking awesome. You can get it on Switch.
Yeah, you're a chunk of meat. You're carrying.
Carry On, sorry.
Yeah.
Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, which is actually a pretty good fighter. Anyway. Battletoads, Grease, Halo. That's it. I thought there was another one.
I've thought of picking up Grease on the Switch.
Maybe there was
It looks really interesting, colorful.
Anyway, I got through
Mainly
5.
just a story.
And then I was also at the same time I was playing, but I didn't finish, Darksiders Genesis and Halo 2.
How did you like Darksiders Genesis?
Actually, I think it's great. It's exactly a Darksiders game, but isometric.
Yeah, with the Diablo view.
Yeah, with the down view, but it's still that
Same
fighting
gameplay.
combat and the same. It's kind of wild. It's really fun.
Interesting.
I just didn't bust through it in time.
Yeah.
So
Darn.
yeah, guys. Anyone have something else they want to bring up, or some news, or some? I guess we're gonna do couch co-optionals. I don't know.
Big news
Well,
is you guys got pre-orders, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mentioned
both
that
of
in the last
us,
episode.
Ian and
And they
I,
didn't
yeah.
invite me. No one invited me. I didn't get a pre-order.
Didn't have a high enough
Ian and I
PSN
both
level
got a
or
pre-order
something.
The same
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
My platinums
wonder-
didn't count for enough.
I doubt they'll ever reveal how they selected people. I mean, what is it? Just random selection?
I think it was
Super weird.
I think it was partially. I think it's partially trophy level. I think it was also partially purchases, like on the actual
Yeah.
store. I think that's part
Yeah,
of
That
it.
makes
maybe
sense.
PSN
And
games
I bet
actually
part
have-
of it, and I bet the final one was how long you'd been a member as well.
Hmm.
Because you
Yeah.
guys have been members since the beginning, whereas obviously I only joined when I got my PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't even thinking I was gonna get it then. Like I was trying to get Best Buy the day, the prior days before, and it was just like impossible. Like I don't even know how someone does that.
Well,
on
it's
the internet.
wild because it was so smart how they did it. I mean, it was nice when I clicked on a link at 10 o'clock that day and I got in. There was only like 12 minutes until my turn. And I just kind of dinked around in my truck, I was at work. And
Did you do it on the
12
phone?
minutes later, yeah, I did it on my
Oh,
phone.
Cool. Yeah,
Which I was concerned because once I clicked the link and I got in, after that 12 minutes, there was an error.
Oh,
Bam.
really? Oh.
Error page.
that
And I hit
sucks.
refresh and it popped me through.
Yeah, no, I mean
So I
that
got
whole
lucky there.
that whole invite thing worked really well. Because I woke up
Yeah,
at like
yeah, it was quick.
9:30. Woke up at 9:30, and then like at 9:50, I just pressed the link, and it said, "You are in 10 minutes. This you're just gonna put you in the queue, and just have all your stuff ready." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's funny. I made sure to have everything ready. So I went into the direct store and I saw, oh, hey, Minecraft's $20. So I ordered Minecraft for my daughter. And so all my credit card information there, I had a purchase history, my address was in there. And then that day I was able to just zap in, click buy, and get out.
Well, exactly. But
And
the
it
funny
was
thing is, like,
quick.
I had bought that Ghost of Tsushima shirt and whatever else and the Death Stranding shirt. So my information was already in. So like it popped me in, and then I just had to wait. When I first actually got in the queue, it was 20 minutes, and I just waited 20 minutes, sat there watching this thing for 20 minutes. Like, is it gonna kick me out? Is it gonna fail? And then I got in. I selected my PS4 or PS5, and that's it. I got the email, and it's like, oh, well, that was fucking easy.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I wish they'd just get rid of the whole Target Best Buy pre-order lot and just go. Just basically, you go to Sony and get a pre-order, and let all the people with PSN have first bags on it.
That'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause then you get
piss
it
off
into the
all
hands of the-
retailers.
You get it into the hands of the customers that are actually your the customers who've been giving you money basically for.
But even
For a
at the
long
but even at
time.
the same time, why couldn't have Best Buy or any of these? Because like I have I have a membership with Best Buy. It's like,
Mhm.
why couldn't have they done some kind of better thing?
The other thing that would help
know?
would be the scalping. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh,
because
geez.
most people don't have 5 PSN IDs, and if it'd be pretty obvious if they created 5 fake ones, a week before.
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like Sony, a month or however many weeks it was ahead, they sent us the invite for this like queuing system. I also registered with Best Buy, thinking that they would let me know. And why couldn't they have done a similar thing? Then that also gets rid of scalpers, that they can't just fucking hit the site over and over again. And I don't know. It just seems like everyone complains that it's Sony's fault, but really those sellers are just shitty. They can't handle. Their stores can't handle the.
Yeah, that wasn't Sony's fault. Yeah, that was purely the the
Yeah.
retailers
It happened
fall
on Xbox too. It's not like Xbox got away. It was the same shit.
I
you know?
mean, so Sony isn't, and they're tarnished as well because they probably didn't let any of those places know exactly how many units they're gonna get and any of that. They're just like, just kind of guessing numbers. And
No, I think they
then
knew.
all these pre-orders went through, and then half the people got an email saying, "Sorry, you're probably not gonna get one
That's
on
them.
launch day."
But honestly, I don't think Sony or Xbox
So,
cares. I
I
was
don't
like, oh, they're
know.
selling. Oh, I mean,
Yep.
everyone's saying like,
Yeah.
oh, this is awful. I mean, come on, really? Sony doesn't give shit. They're selling their fucking console. You guys are buying
Yeah.
it. Like,
Well, I think that's why I'd
Nvidia,
like-
Nvidia's and their card went on sale between the two consoles, and that was a fucking shit show too. So I mean, it's just
Yeah,
That's why I would have liked to have seen them just basically just sell it direct through PSN to all the PSN members. One console per PSN. You reduce a lot of the scalping. You know,
I mean,
there'd still be.
that's basically what they did, Dave. It's just they didn't
Yeah.
have enough.
They didn't want to give one to me. Yeah, I know. It's because I don't do the social medias, isn't it?
I don't think that's it actually, but
yeah. Who knows, man? But Dave, earlier I mentioned Minecraft. Last time I was over at your place, I mentioned Robin that Minecraft has VR, which I didn't realize it wasn't out on PlayStation yet, but it is now, and my daughter tried it. So Robin will probably like Minecraft in
Well,
VR.
she would have done when she tried it, except it crashed. It kept on crashing
Huh?
and
Really?
freezing. So she tried it, but she's not gone back to it because it just keeps going. Speaking of which, though, I did go to Seattle and the Museum of Popular Culture. They had a whole Minecraft exhibition.
Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's definitely pop culture.
Yep, and then they also had an exhibition on indie games, which was basically just like interviews with and then a load of PCs set up with the various indie games.
right.
So both of my favorite things there, you know.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Minecraft
you're
and indie games.
totally. And
Wait, isn't Minecraft a
love
fucking
all
indie
that.
game technically?
It was.
It
yeah.
was technically, but now it's how many $billion
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that Microsoft
Yeah,
bought it, but
it is,
originally
yeah.
it was
Yeah,
an indie
yeah.
game.
Yep.
It was just a dude pretty much that started Mojang or
I have that
Mojang.
documentary. It's actually kind of fascinating.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, super interesting.
Couch co-optionals, gentlemen, before we get out of here. You guys watching anything? Listening to anything? Aaron's voice has disappeared yet again. Aaron, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, I've been listening to quite a bit of Sticks
Sticks.
and Alan Parsons
Oh, nice.
and enjoying that. Yeah, so
What brought this on?
I got my record collection and it's in there. I was listening to iRobot today. So.
Oh, such a good album.
Oh, I know. So it's
Sweet.
yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, get some classic rock in your classic prog rock.
Yep. Well, speaking of prog rock, I'm listening to Thick as a Brick.
Nice. The Toll.
Yep, the one of the original prog rock concept albums.
Awesome. How about you, Aaron? What are you watching or listening to?
Lovecraft County on
Oh.
HBO Plus or Max, whatever it's called. That is a really good series. It's definitely something for Jared, like late night when the kiddos go to bed. It's a creepy ass show. It's like it's about the guy who goes into basically a Lovecraft story and to try and find his dad, and it just gets fucking weird, fucking creepy.
What's it called?
Lovecraft
Lovecraft County.
County. It's an
Huh.
HBO Max original series.
Oh, so I won't see it for a while. I subscribe to HBO Max every once in a while, but pretty rare.
Oh,
It's the
Maybe
hot.
one
It's the
day
new
a
hotness
year.
right now. It's like it's produced by. It's like J.J. Abrams is a producer, and it's like got. Isn't it Peele? Isn't
yeah, Jordan Peele.
Jordan
Yeah,
Peele like?
that's a good.
Yeah, it's supposed to
Yeah.
be. It's pretty fucking awesome. Bryn didn't dig it, so I haven't seen it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I recommend that, and yeah, that's really about my main recommendation right now. I mean,
All right. How about you,
there's
Jared?
other stuff, but it's like meh.
How about you, Jared? You got anything?
Well, I read an article today about a show, so I started watching the first episode, and it's real good so far. It's the Oktoberfest Beer and Blood. It's a German show on Netflix, and
Huh.
it's about the early days of Oktoberfest. And it has some. It's based on truth, of course, which is very, uh, it's never really the truth, but based on. So it's really interesting so far. I mean, Oktoberfest, hey, it's about beer and scandals and all kinds of crap. It's a dark drama out of Germany. So I'm
Is it
interested.
in German?
Well, if you watch it on American Netflix, it'll default to like the British English style. But you can actually
Mm.
go and change it. I changed it to German with English subtitles.
Cool.
Yeah, I prefer to watch German
too.
shows with the subtitles on.
I think
Yeah,
subtitles is
same here.
necessary. I'm not lazy like that, and it sounds weird when you have weird voices that I don't know. Just because it makes
Yeah,
better
well,
sense, it doesn't seem right.
No, the mouths don't sync up, and it's just super weird. It's hard to get into it. And I'd rather read it,
Yeah.
and the characters are actually saying what they're saying. I'm a quick reader, so it doesn't really affect me. I understand some people can't read quite as fast, and it's hard to watch the show while reading, but if you use subtitles consistently, you will get very quick at reading.
There you go. I
You
have
really
two.
do.
I have two for a service that none of you have except probably Brad on Apple Plus TV, Apple TV Plus. First of all, Ted Lasso is a fucking brilliant comedy half-hour show that I never thought I would like, but it's basically about this American football coach that goes over to England and becomes a Premier Soccer League coach, and it's fucking hilarious. It's Jason Sudeikis.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, and he's
Oh,
so
nice.
he's so and it's so positive. It's like Bill and Ted positive humor, and they have
Nice.
each episode is packed with so many fucking jokes, but it's just so
Oh.
hopeful and heartwarming.
What was that show again?
Aw.
Maybe Ted Lasso. So maybe try and find it on torrent. Not that I'm recommending that, but if you have Apple TV Plus, that's like one of the greatest shows you should watch. It's the second show. It's debatable if you're into this kind of shit, but Ewan McGregor and his boy Charlie Borman did
Ooh, I've wanted to watch this.
two seasons prior. They did The Long Way Round and The Long Way Down, them riding motorcycles around America, basically. They did a third one for Apple TV. It's The Long Way Up, and it's fucking and it's been like 10 years since they did the last one. It's been a while. 10, 12 years. I don't know.
I couldn't get into those. I
I
tried.
really enjoyed them. And then this time they're doing it all electric. So it's electric bikes and electric support vehicles. It's crazy. Anyway. So I recommend that if you're into those shows. If you couldn't get into them, I understand. But I like that kind of stupid shit. So it's like Top Gear.
They
But
look good, actually.
anywho, anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen?
Oh, if you haven't seen Bill and Ted, I highly recommend it. We watched it the other week.
So good.
Yeah, we watched that a day.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
It was
good.
amazing.
Talk about a movie that's not going to piss you off and just make you feel happy when you've watched it.
It's actually
You
rated,
need some.
It's actually rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes than the original.
Yeah, if you want,
I
if you
think
just
it's
want a movie
surprising.
that's going to make you laugh and cheer you up, it's a great. And it's more than that, but it definitely does that as well as being a good movie.
It's also funny how far extended, like how many years it's been since that movie, and how perfectly it still fits in with the other two movies. Like it still feels like
It does.
it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
it's weird.
Of all the
Yeah.
like long-awaited reboots of things, it actually really works.
Yeah.
It's not like the Terminator reboots or the Predator reboots or all that kind of stuff. It doesn't. They
And-
don't really fit.
And the children, the sibling, the kids they picked for their children was like spot on. It's
Oh gosh, yeah, like Keanu
I know.
Reeves'
Yeah, that
daughter,
was funny.
the lady that plays her, she is just Keanu Reeves.
so good. I'm glad you
Yeah.
guys watched it. So
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, it was such a good movie.
it's awesome. I'm glad you guys watched it. Yeah. And on that note, we're gonna get out of here. Let's see. What is my where's
All
my
right.
where's my shit here? I mean, I want to thank you all for listening and remind you that you can leave us feedback on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Couch Co-op Shows. All one word.
No hyphen.
No hyphen.
Oh, hyphen.
Aaron, everyone was
Aaron.
waiting for Aaron.
Remember to please subscribe, share, and maybe
What?
leave
I
us
did it right.
leave us a leave us a review on iTunes. That would be awesome. I want to thank Jared,
Of course.
Dave,
Yep.
and Aaron.
Yes.
Maybe he's
Yeah.
a little delayed, maybe for
Yeah,
joining me
he's
here
very
on the
delayed.
couch.
Yeah.
For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other.
Woo.
Another one in the bag.
All right.
Yep.
Huh.
Hey, do you need that car, Ian? Or were you thinking you might be getting laid off or something? Was that it? Or was... and just because whenever you want it, you can have it. I mean, I drive it once a week, but it's more just driving it to make keep it like running.
Keeps that fuel fresh.
Yeah. So especially as we've got 4 cars now, so it's like
Yeah, geez.
no, I didn't. No, I took my Subaru. I took my Subaru on those forest service roads though, and that's not that high. Actually, I was going to look up whether you could take the suspension from the Crosstrek and put it in the Impreza. So that'd be kind of cool, just to jack it up and give it some ground clearance.